What's up, guys? Ducksworth here, and I was gonna make a video on the developer blog yesterday, and I was gonna react to Stylosa over it. I got about halfway through that reaction and canceled it. Why did I do that? Because I'm pissed. I was ranting and raving about this shit all day yesterday, to the point where my fucking family was telling me to shut the fuck up. Why? Why am I mad? Because Blizzard is going out of their way to make it hard to play the game. All in the name of safety, getting rid of hackers. Now, I understand the sentiment. I hate fucking cheat. But you're never going to get rid of it completely in the game, no matter what you do. Right? As for toxicity in the game, yeah, I wish people were nicer to each other, but it shouldn't be the developer's job to tell me what is proper behavior, what is not. If you ain't got good parents that raise you on how to be polite and nice to people, then maybe you should just fucking goddamn jump off a bridge. No, not jump off a bridge. Maybe a bridge as high as my desk. But the point I'm making is, it's not up to Blizzard to be our parents. They made a game. Yeah, the community's toxic. The community's fucking stupid toxic. People need to grow up. People need to have sportsmanship. People need to be taught all this stuff. I was taught that shit when I was a kid. You know, GG's, keep it pushing. There's always the next one. You know what I mean? But we don't have that because there's a bunch of little children of all ages playing this game, me included. But as a company trying to police us, the community, and be our parents, you've taken it to a level that literally starts to tell people you're not allowed to play our game for reasons that might be out of your control. Now, how is no? Hear me out here, because we're gonna go to the thing. This is not a happy video. I'm very sad and upset that on October 4th, I will not be able to play Overwatch 2. And why? Well, let's go here. We'll look at it right here. I need to get SMS Protect up here. Okay, so this is my first problem. And it's right here. A phone number can only be used once to make a new account, and certain types of numbers, including prepaid and VoIP, cannot be used for SMS Protect. So I cannot use something like the app Text Now. That's what a VoIP is. I cannot use a prepaid fucking number. This cell phone has no service. It's hooked up to my Wi-Fi. Why? Because I cannot afford it. I have 3 children to put food on the table for. I have a girlfriend. I have a whole family and a life, and I don't make a lot of money. I'm poor. So basically, this right here, because there is an entire class of people in the United States and probably the world that can't afford to pay for a monthly contracted cell phone. That's that's literally a thing, even in America. I don't know what you rich white liberal people out in the fucking California and all these other people think, but we don't live like you. There's people down here that are struggling, that would like to play their favorite video game as an escape from their problems for a couple hours. And you're basically telling them, nope, you're too poor. That's what this is. You are too poor to play my video game because you can't even afford a proper cell phone. Now, do I think this is their aim? No, obviously not. They want everybody that they can get to play their video game. I just think this is a case of that they are so smart, they're fucking stupid. They don't think of the connotations of the systems that they're putting in this game. And it's fucking somebody like me over, who is, I'm not going to say I'm the biggest Overwatch fan in the world, but I am a very, very, very loyal and big fan of Overwatch. And I would go out of my way every day for 6 years to try and play this game. I'm nowhere near good at it, but I love the game. I love the world they built, everything. And you're telling me that because I'm too poor, I can't afford $100 every month to get everybody in my house a cell phone. We have one phone for the entire house. There are 3 regular Overwatch players and a 4-year-old who is not allowed to have a phone, who has his own account, that runs around with his older brother in custom games to have fun. That will not be allowed to do that shit anymore because I'm not getting my 4-year-old a fucking cell phone. Do you see the problem with this? This is fucking bad for the game. This right here, above anything else they're going to do, is going to kill the game. I give it a year before before they realize that fucking people aren't playing this game because they are not allowed to. But yet, they'll come out and be like, I don't know why people aren't playing our game. We made it safer. No, you didn't. You made it harder for people to access. You made it so that a whole fucking class of people that can't afford a fucking phone can't play a free-to-play game. You're basically saying, we're going to not make you pay us. We're going to make you pay cell phone companies. So it's not really free-to-play, is it? Jesus fucking Christ. And you wonder why people hate the AAA gaming space. You wonder why people hate these big companies. You wonder why. It's because they do dumb shit like this and say, fuck our fan base. Anyways, moving on. This is the biggest problem of this whole game. But I have a few other things that I have questions about that I think are going to, that could potentially be bad for the game as well. Throughout this entire thing, they used the terms disruptive behavior to describe toxicity. Well, both the term toxicity and disruptive behavior are overarching terms. What I find disruptive is subjective to my point of view. It's an opinion. Compared to what you find disruptive, you could, me and you could both be in a match. There could be a third person being an asshole in the match. I don't give a fuck, but you think it's disruptive. Who's right? We need an actual defined list of things. A defined list of things that would be considered disruptive behavior and a bannable offense. So we know exactly what we're supposed to do and how to behave, and what the rules and the consequences for breaking those rules are. And if we can't get that, then you're no better than all these social media companies that will fucking ban you for some bullshit. And then the last thing I don't like is machine learning and audio transcription. Because a machine reading an audio transcription never will infer context, never will infer, what the situation was. They will just go off the definition of each word that is said, regardless of the metaphor, simile, or any other fucking thing that we do, idioms, whatever, regardless of what those actually are, it cannot understand those. And this potentially will get people banned for nothing. You see what I'm saying? I don't care about a first time using the pre-competitive match. Defense Matrix Task Force. So they're going to have an internal task force and a diverse set of roles from teams across Blizzard. This includes engineers, designers, producers, researchers, data scientists, security analysts, just to name a few. Okay, so let me ask you a fucking question. Through Activision, Blizzard, King, and beyond, extending beyond Overwatch. How about your task force for the Defense Matrix being actual players from the fucking community? How about we have our community police each other and not some overarching parental organization that wants to tell us how we're supposed to act? I will never agree with that. I agree with liberty and freedom and the freedom to do what I fucking want as long as I'm not hurting somebody else. Right? I'm sorry, my words, regardless of how offensive you find them, will never change. And the reason why is I have the right to say what the fuck I want. It's called the First Amendment. It is the most important thing we have. I have the right to voice my opinion about politics, about video game companies, and about anything the fuck else I want. And you can't tell me I can't. And if somebody else is offended by that, that's a them problem. You want to know why it's a them problem? Because you choose to be offended. You can choose to ignore the offense and keep it pushing. Or you can choose to be a little fucking baby your whole life. That's not my problem. And that's not anybody else's problem. And no fucking company should police how I speak, should police how I fucking goddamn express myself and my personal opinions. Period. I understand. It is up to us as a community to behave in a mature, adult way while playing the game. But we live in a world where nobody gives a shit about anybody else but themselves. So doing this is just going to turn people off. People are going to get banned for saying some bullshit. That doesn't even fucking matter. All because somebody else is overly sensitive. I'm sorry. I can't get behind that. And I'm not saying that because I'm a troll or I talk shit. Shit, I don't even go into voice chat in the games anymore because I don't want to deal with the toxicity. The point I'm making is, it's not up to them to police the toxicity. It's up to us as a community. So this external task force, it should be talking about picking high-level fucking players, low-level players, players across the board that have exhibited good fucking moral fiber and good character and putting them on the external task force. Not just fucking giving me a bullshit paragraph to make me feel better. See? And then they give us this dumbass little fucking goddamn conclusion. Whatever. Here's the point. Here's the point. This is not a long video. This is only a 12-minute video so far. But here's the point. Blizzard, Activision Blizzard, and whoever came up with these dumb ideas are going to kill this game because I estimate a third of the player base won't be able to fucking participate due to SMS Protect. I might be wrong. I'm estimating. Like I said, it's a guess. Educated guess, but a guess. But I know a lot of people just in my personal life who can't afford fucking cell phones. So if I know a lot of people in my personal life, in my little area that I live in, that can't afford cell phones, how many fucking people do you think are out there across the world that can't afford cell phones? Let's just cut the United States out of it because it's the most wealthy and affluent country in the world. Think about the rest of the world who can't afford cell phones. How many players are you going to lose because of this, Blizzard? And you're not even realizing it. And all these streamers, my other problem is all these streamers, content creators, and everything else, right, that make content for Overwatch are praising this shit. Not even realizing the connotations of what this means, that half the people that you play with in your fucking top 500 lobbies don't stream. Do you think maybe they work their ass off and aren't able to fucking afford a cell phone like me? Probably. This is a travesty. And this is going to be bad for the game of Overwatch. And somebody like me, who was literally fucking waiting, who was counting the days on a calendar until it released, will now not be able to play at launch because I can't afford a fucking cell phone. And I'm not going to go out of my way to go get a cell phone just so I can play this game. Oh well, too bad. There are going to be some players that think it's that important. It's not. No matter how much I love this game, it is not that important for me to go get a cell phone so I can play it. And it shouldn't be to anybody. And quite fucking frankly, we should fucking boycott this. This is intrusive. This is invasive. There's also people out there who don't want to put their phone number on a fucking account for a video game that could potentially be hacked. You get it? That shit shouldn't be required to use a product. And if it is, then it should directly interact with my phone, which Overwatch does not. You see where I'm going with this? There's so many problems with this SMS Protect fucking thing that they're putting in here that it's going to kill their game. I guarantee it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. Blizzard, you have to do better. You have to. Or you're going to spend all this time creating this upgraded version of Overwatch just for it to fail before it ever gets off the ground. You have to do better by your player base and by your fans. This is not the way to combat cheating and toxicity, by telling half your player base that they're too poor to be able to play their game. That is not the way to do this. You have to do better. You were the last company I still kind of trusted when it came to AAA games, and I can't even trust you now. You know, I kind of trusted you. Kind of. A little bit. I don't trust any other AAA gaming space. Because the last time I put my trust in a company, Cyberpunk 2077 was released. If this doesn't fucking change, Blizzard, you're going to kill yourself, your company. If it doesn't change, you're going to kill your game, you're going to probably kill your company, and you're going to lose a lot of fans. Because they're going to feel alienated purely because of economics. And gaming should have nothing to do with economics, period. Gaming is an escape. It's either competitive experience where you can have fun with you and your friends trying to achieve a higher goal, or a storytelling experience, or a skill-based experience for yourself. You know, video gaming should have nothing to do with your finances, other than can you afford to play a game or not. I shouldn't have to buy a cell phone from a fucking Verizon or T-Mobile or Sprint or AT&T or whatever. Right? I shouldn't have to buy a monthly contract locked into it. There's a lot of people out there that don't want to be locked into contracts with cell phones that won't be able to play this game. You see what I'm saying? The whole class of people, there's multiple classes of people actually, that won't be able to play Overwatch 2. And it's bullshit. So, in conclusion, Blizzard, get your head out of your ass and do better. That's all I have to say. This is not better. You think this is better, but this is worse. This hurts people. This stops people from enjoying your game. It doesn't work. If you did one of those, kind of like Overwatch has the fucking security keys that you can download, and you say, either on your computer or on your phone, you have to download the security key and attach it to your account and then use the security key as a second password. I can get behind that. Because that's not linked to having a cell phone. That is just linked to downloading an app and putting in the generated security code so that you can play the game. I can get behind that. I actually set that up with my WoW account back in the day so I wouldn't get hacked, so I wouldn't get my account stolen. I have no problem with that. What I have a problem with is attaching it to a fucking phone and saying that prepaid phones, VoIP numbers, and all that other stuff are not allowed. Well, then half the bottom economic bracket of your fucking player base isn't going to be able to afford to play your game. And basically, whether you realize it or not, what you are doing is saying, if you live at a certain poverty level or lower, you are not allowed to play Overwatch. For a game that has prided itself on being as inclusive as it possibly can in the game world, they're pretty exclusive when it comes to their game. Alright guys, that's going to be the end of the video. I'm on the verge of fucking tears yet again. Yeah, somebody like me, a former Marine, tough guy, been in a bunch of fights, is about to cry over a fucking video game because I love this world so much. Alright guys, until next time, hopefully the next video will be a little less doom and gloom, a little more upbeat. But I hope you all understand what I'm talking about here, and have a great day.